Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my recap. American Horror Stories, Season 3, Episode 4, Organ. Baby, honey, child, can y'all please tell me, ladies, put it in the comments, all right? Let me know. What was Toby giving you, all right? Was Toby giving you that sex appeal? Would this have been somebody that you would have been trying to go on a date with, that you would have been on that Pincher app, swiping left, saying, yes, let's get it in? Or would you would have been saying, hell no, he got to go? Because, honey, he was giving me nothing absolutely at all. I was trying to understand how was we, Mr. Player, Mr. Pimp, Mr. Misogynist, Mr. Womanizer. Okay, we can't stand women, but we want to understand them. We want to connect with them. We in therapy about it in the whole 9 yards. But every time we bring a different one home every single night, when we wake up in the morning, we saying you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. I couldn't understand what was the appeal. I said, is he funny? Do he got style? Do he know how to dance? Can he dress nice? I didn't see not one damn thing. No shade to the actor, but it just was not giving what it was supposed to give, honey. It was not, all right? But nonetheless, I digress, moving right along. Apparently, he thinks he's woman's gift to the world, honey, all right? Best thing since cooked rice. And he just getting it on with every single person that he can. But let's not forget the name of the episode is Organ. So I'm saying, okay, he womanizing, he doing all this crazy stuff with women. Some woman is about to get him back in some type of way. I'm like, organs, are we still in organs? Are we taking organs? Are we selling organs? Are we about to get a little bit of that urban legend mix up in here? Honey, it's all of the above. It is all of the above. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it and break this episode down. Take it from the top. You know how we do. So when we start out, y'all, like I say, we see Toby, he on Pincher. He can't even remember the chick name. He got to sit there and look it up, talking about, oh, Amber, it's time to go. Good morning. Life is life. And I got to get the heck up out of here. I already ordered your Uber or whatever the case may be. And it goes from her to just girl after girl after girl, every race, every ethnicity, every shade, every shape. And I'm looking at him like, you look like you got a beer belly. You got all this hair all over your chest. I mean, it's just not for me. I'm sorry. I did not see one damn thing that was supposed to be sexy about him. He just looked like an average white guy, okay? And then we basically seeing him, at this therapist office. And he's like, well, you trying to make it seem like I hate women. I don't hate women. I was raised by women. I said, that don't mean nothing, Toby, okay? That don't mean nothing. And she's like, you're confused and you're conflicted and all this stuff. You crave intimacy. You're addicted and all this type of stuff or whatever the case may be. At one point, he even tells her, well, maybe I should go and get a man, therapist. I don't think that he would try to shame me. He could basically be able to see where I'm coming from. And this is what's happening in America today. Men are made to feel bad about their desires and what they want and all this stuff. And she's basically saying how they've been working together for 6 months and that, he don't see women nothing more than biological objects or whatever, right? So we really need to get to this. Meanwhile, every time we see him, he's looking at this damn phone. He's getting messages the whole time, right? All through the therapy session. So he's really not paying that much attention to her. And even if he wasn't getting the messages, he probably still wouldn't be paying attention because he don't like what the heck she's saying and he's not agreeing with her or whatever. So it's like, what the heck is the point? Now, in the meantime, he said he got to get ready to go. Is the office. But as we see him leaving and walking to his car, only messages we see in the phone show is from the same damn app Pincher. Then as soon as he getting into work, he's basically, on the elevator with one of his coworkers that he obviously has been trying to get to. And she knows that he's full of crap because she works with him and knows him a little bit more personal than, all these chicks that he's meeting online. And mind you, he had updated his profile while he was in the car talking about how, he looking to have fun and for somebody that's open, somebody that is willing, and able to basically be what he need them to be or whatever. He want to have hot animal sex, but then he talking about just kidding. So he had gave her the phone so she would be able to read it. And he talking about some come to pop or whatever. And she was like, well, I guess it may, turn some people on. It wouldn't turn me on. And he's like, you should get on the app or whatever the case may be. And she's like, yeah, nah, I'm good on that, right? And so we see that he does have his boss that's waiting for him to come. And he's like, let me go see what the heck this is going to be about, right? It's never good when you being summoned. And as soon as he get in the office, they are, she's basically like my protege, my mentee. Okay, what's going on? Because it's getting a lot of complaints coming in from you. One too many or whatever. They say you checking your phone every minute. So he can't even work without being on this app every minute or whatever, right? And she's basically saying, do you want to end up in Iceland or whatever the case may be? You need to chill out. You need to get it together. He's talking about well, I'll bring in a bunch of clients or whatever. And she's like, okay, yeah, you bringing a bunch of clients, but what are you doing with them? And, how are you keeping them? That's the point. And he was bringing up how his mother worked for the company, and she was like, yeah, your mother was my secretary or whatever, and she did what the hell she had to do. Yes, she worked for me or whatever, and we gave you scholarships and all this different stuff and promised, that you was going to demonstrate and deliver and do what you got to do. And so far you slipping. So she was basically letting him know, like, this time is just me and you, but the next time it's going to be a room full of people. Now, mind you, she's even getting complaints from the woman that's working in there. And of course, he laughing and scuffing at that. And he talking about how he jokes sometimes. And she's like, well, obviously none of them find it funny. He talking about it's not real toxic masculinity. So we find out that apparently he was married before. And more of this stuff is happening ever since his divorce. And even with him doing the therapy, she don't see no progress. So I'm like, wait, did the job send him to therapy or did he just go on his own? But either way, even in the meeting, he's still getting the buzzing of his phone. He's still checking and looking at the chick's different pictures. And she's literally at this point and telling him that, I really want to put you up high. I want you to be serious. I want you to be all in on this. And I want you to be ahead of the projects and things like that. And he's like, I could do that. And she was like, I want you to, but at the rate you going, obviously you won't be, right? And mind you, he still got the phone in his hand and is putting it in, away as she's saying this. So that's when she let him know, like, the next time this conversation is definitely not going to just be with her in the room, right? And so we see him go out again now at this point, supposed to be meeting up with somebody, and it's like, oh, Toby, you look just like your picture. What a relief. And he's saying, yeah, Toby as advertised or whatever, and she say her name is Natessa. So basically we seem to be having a good time. We ask him, do he want another martini? He's like, no, he want to be clear-headed. She like, oh, so you don't drink, do you do drugs and stuff like that? Oh, well, I like that. It seems like you're a healthy person, like you must work out, you got a nice physique and all this stuff, and I love people that are healthy or whatever, right? And so of course, we gonna say, come on over to my place. We want to go back to his place. We thinking we getting it in. We thinking she about to go downtown. Baby, she went downtown, all right. Next thing you know, she stuck him with a damn needle, and he waking up basically feeling, like a damn whole surgery done been performed on him on his freaking side of his stomach. And he's waking up bandaged up, stitched up, and everything else. So of course, he going to the damn hospital to see what the hell went down, because he waking up talking about Natessa, looking around and then feeling his stomach, and it's like, gotcha, okay. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe she know he a player or whatever, and, for whatever reason, she basically coming and was like, I'm going to teach you a lesson, child. For a minute there, I thought she was going to cut his ding-dong off, but that's not what happened. Okay, so nonetheless, he basically ends up, with the doctor. They had to, of course, probably do like an MRI, X-ray, CAT scan or whatever to see what the hell exactly is going on. And, they're telling him like, well, not only did they take something out of you, but they put something inside of you. But then we don't know for sure what the hell they even put in you. We never seen nothing like this. And they actually did a good job, on the surgery. And I'm like, not the doctor over here giving freaking compliments and somebody done cut me the hell open, all right? And at one point we even have these two detectives supposedly show up or whatever, and they saying how, listen, we have not found anything of, anything like this, what you talking about. The only thing we see is some things online that basically have to do with urban legends. So I started laughing at that because, like I said, this definitely was giving me the vibes with just the name of the episode of the old urban legend movie. And we know that there are urban legends that have been around out here, right? And so basically they was like, we don't see anything of what you're talking about. And he's like, well, this ain't no damn urban legend. This is definitely true, right? And in addition to them basically, like I said, taking something out, they put something in. So he's bugging, like, am I dreaming? And they like, nope, it's not that simple. They literally surgically attached it to you as like a knotted thick ovary or whatever the case may be, pressed up against your valve. And he was like, we really can't mess with it. And he's like, well, if somebody put it in, somebody should be able to take it out. And he was like, well, we're going to do some more imaging and see what we can do. And I'm consulting some of my colleagues, a guy from Tokyo and all this stuff. So he was like, like I said, basically giving compliments, like whoever did this is remarkable work or whatever. So in the meantime, even when he asked, like, what does it do? What's the purpose of this thing that they put inside of me? The doctor was basically like, no idea. So at this point, like I said, the cops is talking about, wow, stealing organs. This is not something we hear every day. We mostly see chat sites and things like that online that would, be talking about organs that possibly could be sold online and things of that nature. And at this point, he's just like, listen, somebody took my damn kidney. So he's pissed, as you would expect somebody to be. So now he's talking to homegirl from the job, and he literally draws out the tattoo that he's seen on the back of, Moretta's neck or whatever, and it comes up with a hit when he took a picture of it. Mind you, his friend was pouring her heart out. This the same one that he was trying to convince, like, oh, you should give me a trial one day. And she's saying here, talking to him like, well, I've really been thinking, and after what you experienced, maybe I may want to give you a chance. He ain't paying her no damn mind if she's saying that or whatever the case may be, because he's so, looking for this daggone tattoo. And at the same time, he gets a call from the doctor that says, all I can say is that it's hardwired into your, system. And so he's like, removing it even now would be, more dangerous. So, Toby's like, what's now? And then he says, what happens now? He's like, it's growing inside of you. He's like, is it a tumor? He like, no, it's not a tumor or whatever, but it resembles some sort of gland. So he was like, it's really a puzzle or whatever. So at this point, the doctors is just amazed by it, which is not helping Toby with his situation, right? And so he was like, there's no way that this one woman could have done this on her own. And the doctor actually agrees with that. Like, no, she definitely had like a whole damn team. This is who came from a lot of skilled people. So at this point, he goes to the office or whatever, and he's talking to his boss, and she's saying how the police was there, asking about him, and he's saying how, what, telling her what happened with the kidney and all of that stuff. And he was like, I think I need like a little time to get things together. And she's like, yeah, well, you go, you heal, whatever, told him to, sort his things or whatever. So he's like, I can't leave here. And she's like, you don't fire me or whatever. So she was like, just, take you a break or whatever the case may be, right? You're on a hiatus. And so now he goes over to this guy that apparently he knows at the office that was actually somebody that was sending him, the escorts and stuff like that. And at first he's pretty much like, I told you I can't help you no more, and I'm not going to be doing that no more. And he's like, nah, I want to know who the hell this girl was and how to be able to get to her. So he finally finds the information for her, and he finds that it's going to be, at this place supposedly that she going to be at. And when he gets to the place, child, we got organs out all over the place. All right. We talking about, oh, yeah, this was a healthy girl that died. She was a vegan. She ate good. She never smoked. She never drank. And we literally are finding out that, of course, these rich people, mind you, everybody kind of have look like half a damn pillowcases over their face, covering their face, so they all masked up. and they're all in there to, bid on these. It's like an auction for damn organs where they literally have them on these glass displays. So he's asking one of the guys, like, what the heck? Why do you come here? What do you like about this? Like, what are you doing here? And he was like, oh, yeah, I love these things. Is this your first time coming? He was like, everybody comes for something different, For him, he wanted to take it back and be able to put it on the market over in China because they go crazy for these things and he could get even more money for it there. But he was like, some people want it for surgeries. He was like, you even have some places where they eat it. This is like a delicatessen to them and all of that. And so when he ends up looking up on the balcony, he sees homegirl, of course, recognizes her tattoo from behind, and he, basically runs up on her with a damn gun, and she like, you not gonna shoot me in here, whatever. And he have, her go to the damn, like, back of the building, empty lot, alley type of thing, or whatever the case may be. And he's like, why the hell did you do this to me or whatever, right? And she's, of course, telling him, this is something we do all the time. She's like, listen, Toby, I'm sorry. I'm actually an actress that was just hired to do this. You were low hanging fruit, wrong place, wrong time. And he like, what? She was like, your DNA on Ancestry.com or whatever. You were the perfect genetic profile. So he looking like, what? And then she like, she tells him, men like him. And he's like, men like me. She was like, yeah, well, you're basically invulnerable or whatever the case may be. You actually very easy targets. We get people like you all the time. You're arrogant, you're entitled, you always fighting against the damn system and things like that. And you trying to prove your potency and all of that. And so he was like, well, what about you? What makes you think that you're so better than me and you get to judge me or whatever? Why are you more virtuous than me? How dare you? And so she just was basically like, listen, let me go. You're not going to shoot me or whatever the case may be. She was like, I don't even know who these people are, whatever. Who the hell do you think I am? She was like, no, I didn't do it on my own. And we go back to that night and we see that the whole team actually came in, okay, and had everything ready and, did what they had to do while they was in there. So she was like, they just hire me and I go to the different places. And so, basically, he's like, what did you put inside of me? And she's like, I don't really know exactly what it is. This is something that they always do and they never told me what those are, but what I do know is that they end up coming back for them one day or whatever, right? And you're worth way more now than you were before. And once it's out of you, you basically ain't gonna be worth nothing again after that or whatever, right? And so he was like, you're telling me that somebody just gonna come and chop it out of me? And she was like, yeah, pretty much or whatever, right? And so he starts grabbing her and she's like, please let go of me or whatever, right? And child, they start struggling or whatever because she was just trying to say, get off of me, I'm just the actor. And the daggone gun went off and she's like, you shot me. It's like, hell yeah, bitch, okay, I did. So at this point he go home and he's basically saying like, yo, I was an accident, I shot her and stuff like that. And his friend, from the job is basically like, well, let me call the police, let me help you or whatever. I could always set you up with some kind of lawyer or whatever the case may be, and we could work it all out. But he over here talking about some, no, I can't go to jail for this. Why don't you run away with me? I got enough money. Come on, you should just pack up your things. I think that I'm in love with you anyway. And at this point, he tries to kiss her and she, just basically pushes him the hell off of her or whatever. Because it's like, you wasn't even paying me no damn mind when I was talking to you in the kitchen, telling you that I could have possibly had feelings for you. And you could kind of see a funny look on her face at this point where I'm like, obviously this is not the reaction that she's expecting him to have as far as him wanting to run away and not go to the police. So I'm like thinking, is she in on this? Did she set this whole thing up or whatever, right? And she still keeps telling him that his best defense is to lawyer up or whatever, right? And so he said, well, Natasha told me that I was, this valuable commodity or whatever, and sooner or later they're going to come back for it. So he was like, I can't go to jail, And so he was saying they should just go to Brazil and all of that. So, of course, she didn't agree with him, But, she still says she was calling the police. Now, when the police get here and they bring him back to the place, now the place is just looking like it's this regular library or whatever. And they're like, nobody was never here. This was a book signing thing that was going on here last night. And he's like, no, it wasn't, of course, going on and on about how this was damn, organs was every damn where. And I seen the girl. But he's like, they like the only thing that we did find is that a girl was shot and she was put in a damn dumpster a couple blocks from here. Okay, so did you do that? Do you know anything about that? And they basically have him handcuffed and in the back of the car, and he's talking with them or whatever, saying, I'm telling you, they really stole my organs and all this different kind of stuff. I didn't mean to hurt her or anything like that. But then he like, wait a minute, y'all done passed the damn precinct. Where did y'all, where y'all taking me to? And he like, oh shoot, y'all down with it. Y'all down with it. Y'all down with it. So, child, next thing you know, he get here and he's brought into this office or whatever, something that looked a little bit like it's a lab. And we got the damn boss in there, his friend / co-worker in there, like the cops, everybody is in on this and knows about it. And at this point, he was actually laughing at first, thinking that, oh, this is a joke. Y'all gotta be, joking with me, right? Like, I'm on the camera right now. Y'all wanted to prove a point. He's like, thank God, thank God. Actually relieved. He like, Sasha, I knew you would come through for me. Come on and let me out of this. Leave, what's going on or whatever. He was like, did they demand some kind of ransom? Like, what's going on? I'll pay the company back or whatever, right? But Lee, okay, this boss, she said, you done been offered too much and gave too many damn chances. We gave you chance after chance. And he like, come on, hey guys, come on over, what's going on or whatever. He was still laughing at first, but then his face got serious, like, wait a minute, this shit is for real. So come to find out, this is the latest acquisition from the Tillman Corp. It's some mega matter project that they've been working on. They bought it to, she bought it to Lee a couple of months ago or whatever. And it's still late, but so far it's good. And normally any person that would basically get it would actually like become more profitable. They would get extended life, extended pleasure. She talking about it's the best sex she ever had, especially for women. It seemed like it worked better with women than it do with men or whatever. And then he like, what the hell are y'all talking about or whatever, right? And he was like, that's what you put inside of me. What did you put inside of me? So they say it's something called glans Nephew or whatever. It's a brand new organ. And he like, a new organ? And they like, yeah, it's a miracle of science or whatever the case may be, right? And he was like, well, what the hell is it? And they said, well, when it's properly installed, it brings a better human experience, new hormones, new body, new mind, stronger health and all of that stuff. The person starts looking better, heightens their sensations, all this and that. Now, mind you, at this point, he's actually looking older. His hair done turned from black to white. So obviously, whatever effect it's supposed to normally have on everybody else is not having on him. That's what it boils down to. So they trying to say, you so damn messed up that, baby, it ain't do you no damn good. It ain't change you. It made you even worse than what the hell you was. You was trash before. You was trash during, and you're trash after. And they basically was saying that he wasn't worth the damn. Okay, so he was like, well, what's gonna happen to me once you take it out? And it's like, that's all, folks. Okay, that is all, folks. It's over for you, Toby. Okay, he over here, Sasha, Lee, what's gonna happen? Okay, night night. That's what's gonna happen, Toby. They feel like you are a waste of existence and you need to be released. Okay, so of course, he was trying to struggle and scream and be like, no, you can't, and all of that. And that is basically how the episode, ended. And we ended it out with them being at another damn auction where we are now having the same damn gland in the glass that people could go ahead and, order it or whatever, right? And we all sitting around the table with these damn red masks on. So they talking about, what just a great thing this is going to be one day. I said, child, Toby, they gave you chance after chance after chance, honey. And somebody was willing to pay $2.3 million for it. They was like, going once, going twice. So sold. I said, well, Toby, listen, you did have your chances. You had therapy. You had your friend trying to warn you, You had the psychiatrist, you had your boss warn you. You just didn't get it, boo. But that was the episode, y'all. Tell me what y'all thought about this episode. You know, what y'all thought about these 4 episodes that they put out all together. What you liked, what you didn't like, all that good stuff. You know, anything I left out, put it in the comments. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Till next time, y'all. Toodaloo.